Today na the 9th day of November 2022. One more day for go. Tribule go celebrate him birthday. But we dey here for talk about 5 people them. 5 people. We the High Court in Sierra Leone don't find guilty for corruption charges. There be beaucoup past that. Some of them, 3 of them, they acquit and discharge. 5 people found guilty. Now I want to talk about it today. It's so unfortunate because I begin for look, make us see really if I go able fin 2016 now this indictment be take place. When I checked the date, it was I think according to the press release with ACC pool, the 1st of December 2016. At that time, I be the mourn me mama, where I be the try for left New York now for come salon. Yes, I think that's why we never have it on archive. It's rather unfortunate for say if that 10 day, the one they were able to fend, now the one them way be say before that period of be mama in C1 today, where it be upload now we website, we still get them. But this particular indictment, we don't have it because we didn't do. And that time I be busy, I be the mon. Where it look like if I say, I don't search left, I don't search right. I be really want the original indictment. I be really want them. Let's see what's in the inside there because yes, ACC tried and tell we small, but they don't go deep in. They really not go deep in. For explain to we like what's in be the charges for the other one the way they acquit and discharge and why they offend about if we be able to get the terms them when they be filed the indictment, it will be easy for make we see waiting and do. We can't find it. And 2016, not so Francis Ben Kefala, the present commissioner for ACC, be filed an indictment day. It was done by Adi Macaulay. You got the one that say, wait to? Triple he said 2016, yes. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 6 years. 6 years from when they filed the indictment. Now the ruling come out. After 6 years. What? Are you answering? Isa Kuma say me if I don't go to court for go listen. Isa left. Left. So, well, I'm not able to go to court, so I'm not going to talk about her. So you think say we're not supposed to forget archive? No, don't let us go there now. Now make we go there now. And when I say and they talk now, with a knack we just say the archive of Sierra Leone. Trust me, wake up our music. Wake up our information. We have it. We get her. Now make I tell you the instance why EB say we're not able to get that one day. I get them like that too. For make we go back and check inside we archive them, check we website. Go na Google right now. One for check any timber salon. See whose websites they come up. Sierra Leone Telegraph, Sierra Network. Now they come up. Because what you do, we have it. What we don't put on there, now take go. So even, okay, now you say me for going to court for go. Now you, they can't choke me now left. Eh? You feel say ACC not forget archive? We will need for go and check and come with waiting at that indictment in 2016? Eh? Anyway, Issa, la continue. Yeah? I wish it been be say, yeah, that particular term day, I know they go through that. Eh? I know they go through that. Like we forget them. We forget them. For able pull them. For able read exactly what in be the indictment at that time. Mama of officier say but people qu'est-ce qui take up to 10 years? Not true, sir. I said this takes 6 years. But we have a verdict today to talk about. Eh? Or another talk about the duration we take. Now let's make this program quick now. Eh? I beg, now let's make the program quick. There. Yeah? But seriously though, it takes 6 years, but we have a verdict. The indictment that Adi Macaulay be doing, but now the final verdict, well, judiciary salon tell we, then the commissioner for ACC tell we, say, there is a verdict now. Me, I'm glad. I don't know about you. I'm glad for this. Because if you can't hear waiting the Afwan no more, when they say, ya jama money, ya. You take jama money, you swell lara. How people feel confident for be corrupt or for, I think, integrity though. Integrity. What is the cause corruption? Dave Katie, Kalantuba, thank you for the stars, sir. Eh? Waiting really they cause corruption. Eh? Waiting. Eh? Waiting they cause corruption. Crispin say waiting me they try for talking, no understand. Alright, so when I make you come here, you go understand soon. Yeah? For say 5 people in there because of misappropriation, panjama money. Pan money where they give for help people them. They eat them. Eh? They eat them. Now who they can't talk about today. This one not get nothing for do to government. These are individuals where they na trustworthy position. Eh? Trustworthy position where then they where them for render they help them for do what they're supposed to do. But no, they intend for squander the money. Now who they talk about today. Because quick, it's easier for us for just say, oh, government corrupt, government, but they forget individuals them where they carry out corrupt practices them. We get in our family. Eh? Our family, we also be cover safe corrupt people in our family. Mama of officers say, beaucoup thinking cause corruption. Well, you can name one. Name one. Iboku, name few. Eh? This the individual them. They not get government umbrella for hide under. Eh? Michael Coker he say, because they want for live above their income. Because I asked the question, what in the cause corruption? Because they've kept not tell you saying greed and recklessness now they cause corruption. Waiting really they cause corruption. Why we feel to say it's nothing. Man can be corrupt and then it's just the order of the day. Yes? It's just the order of the day. Waiting at the who and cry for. Who said in Taika na they eat. Governments they do them. Minister then they do them. So what individual they know they do them for? Eh? Because these are the people in the point spa. People they left for say people they. Eh? I be don't tell when I say let's take a test no. Let's take a test. Go salon. Open one packet sweets candy. Put one pikin in charge. Eh? Pretend like say you know they watch them. Gian say, Sheban, give all man 1-1. They count the balance. Small pikino. Gian. Say give all man 1-1. You count the balance. What you go find out? Eh? Or you go say, oh, now because picking a leg candy. Now he make. You know what's a leg pawi? Eh? What's a leg pawi? Everything we get excuse for. All thing. We defend excuse. Now a leg pawi. Even though the things them like them wire, eh? Now the cause make the country not go before. Yes, for stop corruption, not to for say now want him. But we get for start one person after the other. We get for make not being corrupt like a fashion. Because the way it is right now, being corrupt, they're not the fashion. I can't wait for the day where the commissioner be don't promise we say, in go do lifestyle audits. Lifestyle audits. Would they see beaucoup man where they live above waiting they pay them? Eh? Above. Where people are not satisfied with waiting God they provide for them. Now the reason and they will make the people and the corrupt. Now crispy now say that. Abusi say he say people in the engage in corruption now because they not expect the kind of consequences. That's ganga one. Now he make. Because if that kind of consequences them face for waiting and do, then go think twice before they do them. Chai Bai say now we are the same one them where they make excuses for bad politicians. I mean, they watched a documentary yesterday. Now the Philippines, then get one Gilead day. They get one Gilead now the Philippines. The maximum prison. Yeah? The human prison at the Philippines. Then get an isolation center. They don't ever isolate somebody under 2 term. 2 term. They don't ever isolate and 2 term. You know why? When they isolate you, you know they lay down. Now team up, you the team up. I like now 1 month they isolate you for. You know they lay down. You the team up for 1 month. Yes. The one that where they isolate. And when they interview there, then say the other lady say, wait, remember, him want kick off. But when remember, say the last time when they isolate him, he say he don't want to go there 2 term. And they not ever catch somebody there 2 term. So you want kick off? No, not a problem. We see them catch you pakum, then can you go na the isolation side. Eh? And say if now 1 week you the tibapdi. So waiting, they know they do again. So the consequences for where you misbehave, he able help for make then cut down on that kind of attending at the prison. Eh? So now Abu Sise they try for say, he said the consequences of where people corruption don't bet them. I don't know if you watch AYV on Sunday. AYV on Sunday. And say they catch somebody with drugs. What's in them find them? 10 million leons. 10 million leons. Less than $1,000. Less than $1,000. And catch out to drugs so. I must kill yourself them. Say me don't forget. I don't know if you be watch AYV on Sunday. 10 million and they find them. You think say that 10 million mean anything to this person? So if you say no go continue business as usual, you no go continue, huh? Of course you go continue. Some man say, Lord day for unexplained wealth. And something you want for know how much conviction the ACC don't use by this particular law. Saying don't check in and none. Mekekuka say the politicians they not go pass stiff penalties because then self corrupt. Not to me talk amon. Sheka Masai say corruption di all side na salon. Crispin saying supporting Abu Sise. The punishment, can meet up the crime the way they can do. Right. Well, I'll come to this one out today. Lord, come to this one. Yeah? They all bring we can ya. Uncle Musa say na greedy, selfishness, take advantage of situation, na irresponsible for waiting for corruption. Mustafa Kode. A big. ACC secures conviction against 5 people for various corruption offenses. 5 people for waiting various corruption offenses. Let me they get a nice. I think certain institution, I don't know, we get proper background check in a salon. Or is it that the system is so broken that everybody just feels say, well, me I can come and create something, then can hire me in a job, and that's it. I don't know if this conviction get an appeal, then down the road. I know call him Naya. But I think I will get for look for that. Somebody don't they? Yeah? Where ACC don't convict. That person they, after I think 2 years later, he send we letter officially say we for put the post down. Because when you go na Google, as you search in name, it come up. Say ACC fan and guilty and what not. Not to be picking Tosulo. Not to be picking Tosun. We still have the post up. He say ACC. After that, they be done. It counts longer later. Longer later. Eh? You know, like where two they do so now, they talk about this, eh? You know, certain people like una not even know where two they go through behind the scene. Ah. We got right now a corruption post waiting on YouTube where and I call the person name. The person they fetch win a YouTube back and forth with YouTube. Yes. This time post wait on there forever. First he say we using picture. YouTube not get on the right. Now we say privacy. He say privacy. We are back and forth. So maybe walking she don't know how they talk, una don't know waiting. No. That person they threat you with lawyer all. Now I tell and say officially, let go tell ACC. Let ACC put a on Twitter because ACC get on Twitter. A screenshot for and send them. I say go tell ACC let put and down. Then you go can't tell we for put and down. But when they search, not to ACC on they come up. Now go where people in the searching name. That share a network. Now in they come up with for say in ACC indict them for corruption. Yes. So then they come. A lot of people behind the scene they come after us. And I make na yeah. I don't know if you don't notice. We not just the jump. We get a credible source. Now I make who say the one them who we they follow. Justice never call the name. The one them who we they follow. Yeah. The source system who they take. Now from the reputable one them. Now they take. When they take he say, she say, not to ya. When they take a not to ya. Because down the road, we go get for quotes for you. Even we FCC, we don't get issue. Na Twitter. We don't get issue na Twitter, FCC. They come to say, how we do this, we do that. Oh, no, they TD. Now make a back home, we give them resource. They no kai again. Yeah. They no kai again. They want for clean the name na the internet. So they always can come back. Always they come back for say, no, let them clean the name them. Let them clean the name them. Always. So, because, like I tell you, say now, this indictment, just because we not post I know the. If we be post them, trust me, if that 10 day, we are still active, not to say I be the mourn, if for day, I forget, I for pull up for you, I for read them for you. And when you go search, say a network, it go come up. So in case you don't know, waking camper, they want to clean them name na the internet. Yes. We even get one where I just don't want to go back and forth. I just don't want to go back and forth. Then pass through YouTube, waiting and do. Me don't know that who's big company they go pay money, YouTube cam and all these things. All. Maybe you don't know. Corruption, they always fight back. Because some of these people, you know, say then they recycle them. So they can try for clean the name. Let it be to say, where you go to the internet, you know, fend back. And you don't say, Salon, we're not going to archive so. So like we don't stay inside the business. Now we don't kick out for. Okay? But let's continue. ACC said they don't secure conviction against 5 persons for various corruption offenses. This then tell we on the 7th of November. The High Court of Sierra Leone, where in Afriton, where na the Honorable Justice Combat Commander, on Thursday, the 3rd of November, don't convict Akuna Daniel Shoronke Sawyer, when I be former quality assurance officer of Plan International. The former quality assurance officer of Plan International first accused. After him, you get Biasi Toure, where in be the former admin officer of Plan International. In be the 3rd accused. You guess Moses Ogende Kamara, where in be the chief executive officer of community empowerment and rural development. Where in be the Ogende Drive. Ogende Drive. And I name the streets. Okay. And then na Ogu family. And I be the 5th accused. You get Mohammed Ismail Bangura, where I be the chief executive officer of Bombali Youth in Action, Boya. In a Pine Street in Bidena Makeni, in a the 6th accused. And you get Abubakar Kanu, where I be the salesman at Edikan Investment Enterprise, where Nambaboka Road Makeni in be the 7th accused. Now listen small. The Honorable Justice Combat Commander, the first accused, he be convicted when Akuna Daniel Shorenke Sawyer on 11 counts of corruption charges. Misappropriation of donor funds. You know, say they work for that Plan International, not so. I say, one man. Mustafa Kone, thank you for the stars. One man. Plan International. Then they come, outside government not able for can render help. Well, you go agree with them, you not go agree with them with their own philosophy. Well, it left to you. But then come na people money, na don't know money. Na then come for can render help. But oh yeah, the help not reach the people because of the former quality assurance officer. You go here just now. Amos is Sidampa. On 11 counts corruption charges, misappropriation of donor funds, contrary to Section 37(1), and conspiracy to commit a corruption offense, contrary to Section 128(1)(a) of the Anti-Corruption Act number 12 of 2008. The learned judge, when a Honorable Justice Combat Commander, be sentenced Akuna Daniel Shorenke Sawyer to a cumulative added up all Fine of 460,000 new leons. 460,000 new leons now 460 million old leons. So if you're not used to the new money yet, like help you. 460 million old leons. Because I thought they say 460,000 BM, if you say, well, not to better money. It either pay 460 million old leons or 3 years imprisonment. 3 years imprisonment or you pay 460 million old leons. Lord talk and so let it look big to you. The judge further order the convict for payback this money to ACC within 6 months from the date where this judgment don't announce. So Uncle Akuna get 6 months for pay this money back. 6 months now I get for pay him back. 460 million. What? I don't know. And this not to out of court settlement. What I mean to say? Anyway, Patrick Williams, thank you for the stars. Mayama Bentaba, thank you. Kene M. Ibrahim, thank you for the stars. Mustafa Kone, thank you. And I don't forget the stars. Okay. 460 million or 3 years imprisonment. And that 460 days, if you pay back in 6 months. Okay. Listen, let it go. 1,349,530,000 olions. Now the money that they way it be misappropriate and it be conspire for misappropriate from the donor funds where it be mean for the people of Sierra Leone. You all read on the back, Now this one I make I be the really try for look say now it's tifam or be the try for tifam. It's squanderam or be the try for squanderam. Because according to ACC press release, listen back. 1,349,530,000 leons being monies he misappropriated and conspired to misappropriate. What you understand by that English thing? From donor funds meant for the people of Sierra Leone. 1.3 billion. Misappropriated. Now he lost fail. But they pay back 460 million. 460 million. Now for payback. But he misappropriate 1.3 billion. Okay. The learned judge don't pass in judgment. Maybe something the other side will not understand. So me, I dey read for you wetin ACC say. Yeah? That na for Akuna Daniel Shoronke Sawyer. 1.3 billion, he pay back 460 million. He still profit, eh? Or the money not there again. Or if you want, if you can knock the 3 years away, come on, you can enjoy 1.3 billion. Mayama Bente Jallo, thank you for the stars. I see they make it rain. Thank you. Okay. Let's continue. Beasi Touré, Mohamed Ismail Bangura, and Abubakar Kanu, each of them, and he just say if waiting, if thief pass waiting, he get for pay, then thief no turn it. Alright. Each of them name asu. Beasi Touré, Mohamed Ismail Bangura, and Abubakar Kanu, the learned Judge, Honorable Justice Komba Kamanda, said them for pay a fine of 30,000 new leons when a 30 million leons. And them for pay. Each of them for pay 30 millions or then go 3 years imprisonment. 3 years imprisonment or then pay 30 million leons each. Okay, let's come to Uncle Wegeda Street. Moses Ogende Kamara was convicted on count 2, 3, and 4 of the charges them. Conspiracy to commit a corruption offense contrary to section 1281A and misappropriation of donor funds contrary to section 37(1) of the Anti-Corruption Act number 12 of 2008. Ion, where they had all thing cumulative fine of 110,000 new leons, we mean say info pay 110 million old leons. 110 million old leons or 110,000 or himself go 3 years imprisonment. 3 years. So now so the sentence then come. 1.3 billion Uncle Akuna in the payback 460 million. Beasi Touré, Mohamed Ismail Bangura, and Abubakar Kanu, each of them for pay 30 million each old money or 30,000 new money. Moses Ogende Kamara in for pay 110 million old money or 110,000 new money. ACC say if we remember fine, Akuna Daniel Shoronke Soya and 7 other people them on the 1st of December 2016, them indicts them. Would have been indicted them now the ACC for misappropriating and conspiring for misappropriate donor funds. Where these donor funds and the people of Sierra Leone for the benefits param na Plan International. Okay. Meanwhile, the 2nd, the 4th, and the 8th accused were na Christian Clemens, are the 2nd accused. The 4th accused na Patrick Abubakar Mahoy, and the 8th accused na Hassan Bangura were acquitted and discharged by the High Court of Sierra Leone. Yes. The High Court of Sierra Leone. Then discharge them one day. In this regard, the Commission want for reassure with the general public for say they not get for tire in the commitment for protect donor money where they can inside the country at all times. And say for further inquiry on this particular one, may you contact ACC. Sylvanus Blake, number did. We did talk about an indictment from 2016 where the former commissioner, the former commissioner, Adi Macaulay, now be do that indictment today. And after 6 years, we get a ruling from the High Court of Sierra Leone. 1.3 billion. For me, now that side I dey watch. Yes, Banga, you're welcome. Now that side I dey try to wrap my head around. That 1.3 billion, where they pay 460 million. I really dey try for, make sense of them. But again, it's the fight against corruption. We're getting there. Also, we get it. The fight against corruption. Donor money. When I'm for Jama. Yeah. Until you self there, people them way they work for them people there. Ha! Welcome on board, Usman Tolly. You get the platform, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much, Triple A, for having me. For can comment on the ACC conviction of 5 persons them against corruption charges. And as you clearly say, then charges here did not happen from the previous anti-corruption commissioner. So I'm so much happy for can talk about this. But before ever I move on to the real convictions itself, I think say you ask a very interesting question. You say what are the causes of corruption? I think it's a very, very interesting question. Because I can remember, interestingly, they carry out a survey. I think that was in 2019. And this survey was carried out by, was funded by DFID in partnership with CAL. I mean, CAL, that's now the Center for Accountability and the Rule of Law in Salon. And this was in 2019. And it go interesting for no say, out of the respondents, then the people the way they survey, the one the way they ask, 70% of them respondents here then say the causes of corruption in our country, one now because of poverty. And the second one, they say now greed, people then greed. And then the last one, then talk about the lack of integrity. They say now then 3 things here, and then be the main cause of corruption in our country. That is poverty, greed, and lack of integrity. That's very interesting. And this, I will look at them, I get for ask myself questions. Because I always believe there is what we call causation and effect. So poverty has been one of the factors that we contribute to the cause of corruption. I've been careful ask the question because I think it should have been the other way around. Believe me, listeners, corruption are one of the factors that are responsible for we poverty in that country. The country itself is not poor. We get a lot of mineral resources. We get a lot of mineral resources in that country. But what it make today, how they so today, I think it's not corruption. So now make I been get for question that statement they say corruption, because of poverty. It's not poverty. We country rich. Now because corruption in the first place, now make people and they out and they so today. If we resources that are come today, then correctly manage them, and making sure that the institutions are corruption free, I think say that we come today for be one of the best countries in Africa. But because corruption agree, I think say that make ude usa ude issues today. And another interesting finding from that survey where they make, where the Center for Accountability and Rule of Law CAL, in partnership with Defeat, one other interesting conclusion we then come up with. They recommend say if really we want to reduce corruption in our country, let them reduce cash exchanges. In other words, the use of cash for minimizer. And they also come up with a report, the survey come up with the conclusion that Parliament, police, and Ministry of Health are the most corrupt institutions in our country. You see, what you make would they bring them facts here? When they argue, always try for support your statement with some facts, some evidence. So this is more than apparent that we institutions, then the most top institutions, the more expect say that them for be very powerful in the country, are also the most corrupt institutions in the country. Interestingly, you go imagine Parliament, police, and the Ministry of Health being the most corrupt institutions in that country today. You go ask, who shall we go? These are the most powerful institutions then in the country, one of the most powerful institutions. So, what would they talk about corruption? We all know, say, corruption are the cancer now we country. And that undoubtedly, when you look at the ACC, when they say, we get for be honest to ourselves sometimes, we know say under this administration, there has been a slight improvement in terms of the fight against corruption. I think the indexes speaks volume. It speaks volume. Because if you go to what we call corruption perception index, this is not a worldwide report on countries than corruption. When they do, I think 180 countries. 180 countries normally in a survey. We as Nasalone, I think we score is about 34, and then put we as 115. So that was in 2021. Then they grade corruption from 0 to 100. So 0 means that country today is absolutely corrupt. It's a lot of corruption. And 100 just means say we are corruption free. That country corruption free. So we get 34. So you go imagine we get a long way to go. We get a longer has been in recent years. There has been an improvement in the fight against corruption. But having said that, I think one of the things that we actually they incentivize or they actually they deter people away, they are the most highest institutions in the country. Again, now the way how then they punish them for the fight against corruption. And this brings me to today's topic, where ACC convict 5 people against corruption. AAA are listening to the fines where and the kind corruption offense where this individual commits. Imagine you squander 1.3 billion Leone. 1.3 billion Leone. Where is squander? You know how much people you don't deprive in that country. You know the impact of that 1.3 billion to the economy. Then they turn around, then go find 160 million. Is it 460? 460 million. So what are we saying here? It simply means that the charge with them commensurate, proportionate to the kind of offense we commit. So are you able to deter corruption at the country? Are you able to deter them? We understand in 2019, the government tried for set up a special court in order for try corruption cases then. Because the corruption itself, you need to understand them when, it's a bit ambiguous in itself for tried cases indeed. So that was a positive one. That was a positive move. And they also tried for forge a good relationship with the judiciary because, prior to that, a lot of then corruption cases that they are. When you look at the type of punishment where they can give them, commensurate. So in that case, it was very difficult for them fight corruption. Honestly speaking, the problem we'll get with this government, because always when they talk, you get for think about the other side of the story. AAA, the problem we'll get with this government is that we all, to a very large extent, believe, say, the fight against corruption is not done in an equal playing field. And this is why I think, to a very large extent, in the struggle against the fight corruption, we know, say, they get a lot of international recognition. We see recently the MCC scorecard, where grade we out of the 20 indicators them, we pass 11 of the indicators them. Although in terms of the percentage, I think in 2021, we get 83% in the fight against corruption. But in the recent one, we got 79%. And I remember, I think it was day before yesterday or so, I make it quite clear, see, the commissioner get for watch out. Because if we be longer 83%, we'd expect, see, we for progress from there. But we see that we drop from 83% to 79%, which means we lost about 4 percentage points. And in terms of this, it's a big one. So what am I saying here? It means that the commissioner need to be careful, because we know a lot of criticisms have been directed towards the way in the fight in corruption cases them. Let's give an example, AAA. For anything where you say you get for back up with some crucial examples. Let's take the case of the former Minister of Education, Alpha Timbo. That would have been a very good case for set an example for sure. Say the fight against corruption is not only directed against the poor and those in opposition, but also for the very top and those in governance. Because that was a clear case where he actually take up the case, he pursue him, and shall we say, he get enough evidence. For somebody where they say he misappropriate large quantity of rice in the country, which was meant for the people in another country there. This man, he dropped that case there. Then he has surely say, because we all know, say, he say drop him because, what may happen. He say that me want let the case then trial by judge only, but the then Attorney General say no, you want let them do it by jury. So because of that, then we get for drop the case. But it be as sure we say this case they come back na court. Then just for try for get a more information or more evidence. But as we they talk today, now the government they can't, now the parliament they can't close so. Now the parliament they can't close so. We know nothing again. So you tell me, if you really serious for fight corruption, I think that will have been a clear example, critical example, for demonstrate to the Sierra Leone as well as the international community say, you know what, we know they only fight against the opposition members them or the very poor, but we also they take them to the highest level. Again, another example, listeners them. Don't talk about the case Usai, the first lady was involved. The first lady come out, he say unclean. We all know say, you know go say somebody guilty until the court of law find them guilty. Yeah, or so that will have been an opportunity again for the anti-corruption commissioner. But instead he tell we say it go back 16 years or so. Come on, this is not a case where they raise. Otherwise, all other cases, then I mean, you go stand a chance. So we know about all these things. Yeah, we know about all these things. So this is why people, to a very large extent, still doubt the integrity of the present Anti-Corruption Commission. But what are we saying here? Trust me, listeners and viewers, the fight against corruption is a tough one, but it can be won. Other countries, then they will not try, they succeed, they don't minimize them. We not go say, get 100%, because even we in a country, so UK, I mean, you talk about United States and all that, corruption, it is. But the level at which it operates in that continent, especially Africa, I think is a serious cause for concern. And I always they argue that the reason why most of them countries are they being so today, now because of corruption, not the other way around. Not for poverty, they make people corrupt. Now corruption in the first place. Because imagine if the resources we get at that country today are distributed fairly. Yeah, protect the resources and ensuring that they are distributed, fairly. I think say, most of what they talk to today, enough for the talk about them. So AAA, to crown it all, I think one of the reasons why people keep involving in any kind of corruption activities here is because the kind punishment they give them, square up to the kind crime they commit. So we go look for see, laws them way actually, because when you thief country money, state resources to that magnitude, they deprive a lot of things that would happen. They deprive a lot of things. So I will stop here, give chance to other panelists them and to listeners and viewers them. Thank you very much, AAA, for having me.
Thank you
sir.
very much, Usman Toli.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I want to say thanks to Usman Toli for Ion submission today. If you just join me, well, you meet Usai Onkula Kuna, according to ACC, misappropriate 1.3 billion leons. Judgment don't pass by the Honorable Justice and if for payback 460 million leons. Welcome on board, friend. You get the platform, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Triple A, for giving me the platform. And thanks a lot to Mr. Usman Tolly for his contribution toward the topic today. And regarding them, how they manage money, especially in our own country, and it become a big challenge. But they see most times how the money are, and they try to chase them back through the ACC. But the biggest challenge always is structures they're not in place, how money they flow. See, one part of Mr. Usman Tolly mentioned, and other ways than they will able to try arrange. But we not ever know what are the suggestion where ACC can do in detail. It can actually tell you about the recommendations, the way they do, and the engagements, the way it can do, suggestions, the way they put in place. Wherever recently we council for talk about transparency, to the yesterday of Monday, you see mentioned still what is that they engage. They talk about the good way they can engage the schools or institutions, organizations, and then they accept and put in place. But we not know in detail then things they are with the same. Even though you can try to talk about, say, the FCC itself for let it able for work fine, it need more advancement in technology. But we don't know which technology we they try to talk of. But if we dey guess, we know say the area of transparency of how information they flow. But some of the times, like you say, because that was one of the points we didn't bring just 2 days ago. Now, I mean, Monday, now the mainstream media, even you not relate directly, but not towards transparency, because now from there, we you not see who's money come on, or debt come, or I enter, or grant, then you know go know which route way you go. Or if even they tell you, but you know go assess and tell you in details how they spend them. So, but all this, they come down to that area, like I talk, say, and they just say the area where the challenge the day, that porthole or sideway, if you say information they flow, when out any step where they anything to deal with, either na hardware or software, whether na finance, when that money they take root from a come out from the donor agent or na the NGO. Anyone will release that money, they come, they enter, it's not the bank now. From that point, they will give them out. So that one did I need for try to see how they go the framework and try find way what they could do that one. But we come to that one bit more. The point itself of whether then they take the money there, whether then they misappropriate or not use the money the way we're supposed to do, and use them for other things, and then the purpose where it did for the one they will forget and then the benefit. Especially when it comes to areas where the old a long term charity them organizations them or NGO would not like Plan International would help for picking them for land and education and less privileged picking them, especially in that region the more because I did them be based more that northern area and towards some other part. People in Bokwe profit from day the time when they function well. But the area of that transparency of other than they do the things there, at that point they back then therefore they try and look at. But there is a two-way. You get people who they look for job, and then when job they come, you see people and when they come up because of them their political exposition or they're exposed to politics, you can see them people they come inside, and then why they can always call sin at the peeps, politically exposed people them. And then individual they are most times then they come in different forms. Whether they elect directly come or not somebody after the the one they would they on the function they own power we be say every area of the aspect for say you come to the executive, you come to the judicial, you come to the other parts now where they can then get authority over their side there. So they can include them people there back for kind size well can work. So most time the vetting process that they lack in terms of rewarding, in terms of the one they would on dip and the trend, and the one they would like intent for kind inside what they don't know say then things there back and so they get if I manage to go inside and so I'll go to. So all the people in the come with different intention. But when then the intention they come, that area they most times they look how possible their lifestyle value they. Because you will possibly content that lifestyle value where they try to look at say, no, we check how you they live, your lifestyle, or waiting at your own values back of your character. You know, was your moral values or the values that we make up for that work that you get her. For every trying to say integrity, for get that respect, say you able for day here. But because of our society, the way it's difficult for them to recognize somebody with integrity so easily because of the way people like in camouflage in different stage. Everybody they camouflage in different stage, whether it's in the community they hustle or whether not in some side they see them as it been thing. But sometimes the mindset where it gets say, well, anything I get chance to come up from teaching, I get chance to work on an NGO, or I come up and teaching, I go do politics. Or so these are the transition area we don't know how they value how they show. Because when some areas then you talk about credit score or you talk about things and way you do a lifestyle at the community and how you reliable or you know a person where you do business, you honest, they can know from them personal things and they. But because of something like in there between one or two, and in the community, they don't know how you use your own transaction when they do with the dance of money outside the common. So you they see the bridge of their value that really see and say if this person is straightforward or you not straightforward, or this person here he gets in, or that person will get so the heart for let go do what they do, and then he get the reward in either way now, they carry that promoter or they get other thing. So if they see the as they answer that they the lack is there. But until we're able to see how we able upgrade them value they have for we will see them. But for see them now are the biggest question. But it comes down back to you, your where you know will shift your own power of investigation. Because if you don't get these people are doing it now you want to stop and try to put fear that you own power where they put for investigation, you know, for shift them. And you now when they see when we go for shift that power there, that day the people engage for council now, we actually get that confidence and we get satisfaction from what they do. But when you get sideways, you see the people in the community, well, you might have shift the power we get for do this because of it they give excuse say you not get evidence and threshold. And you put thresholds in this plow and this side, now this for meet up, for let you go even for go in a court or for let them go hold you. So but despite the team don't go, but because of you know able get that point there for argue you say now possibly not for decide for you. So you dey see the method wey they approach. The one the way they approach, you don't get no way for reverse because the shift, the power is shift one side because of either the method we enter with, and then the other side now the powerful don't go straight, you know, we get way for reverse and for say we don't go do it again. Because if you don't land say there was still you don't put a kind of the one say the example rooms I told you for the rice. If you don't put a kind of an appeal for them to do the case again, but there was a point that we don't hear anything about it. Even though like you say we check on the website, but we not go in detail for see. But you did out waiting and you put on the website, they doubt about the procedure and that one way they affect the personal privacy of that person they if they're able for sure. With that point of the privacy back, you see now all the approaches either you shift her or you do and direct, but you dey always get one side we go say either at the law or me self go they go prosecute. This case not reach for that prosecute. If it reach for them, we just settle them. And then we see the method when they bring this and we don't put that method of settlement. We say then we take money, that settlement reach and will go far. So all them point there is a dimension that will in effect for let you go say you control corruption. But it all comes down to let the law go able for the clearly show within the law state for saying that this they do, they hold you, they convict you. But if the citizens then always they get a doubt of any step where you take pass on procedure then they always doubt that this is satisfaction not in there because confidence not with there. Because the one way they hold like the one way the material is easy forget or the evidence is there, the shortcuts in there, and then in your the way is so there is difficulty for let you go say come out because some of them are internal auditing they can do. And the internal audits and then can get for call, then they ask for external audits when they can come with that case there and then bring them to ACC. So you can act for let you go able for let you go just go away. So because some of them will not even hear about the alarm of them because this way even day, but the alarm of it will not be there publicly for say everybody be involved. Because everybody not being involved for know about it, that point of knowing to see people and but they just can't know the outcome like other cases and wait they see say they can blow the flag. But because of what they see now sit down now, what them they try for do, they try for put their front foot. But putting their front foot now because of the evidence what they able to forget when an easy one and waiting the case bring come. So but when at that point say people in that confidence and satisfaction, then we'll get her from one thing they see them. But about other things, we will make them say yes. We will able for the blow the whistle for you. We will able for proclaim say yes, you that person with the do thing with the right thing. But no means say the ACC not do their job. Then they try for do their own job in the little way where they can. But the point of the approach and different cases and what they get. Some of them will not go cry say that because of the capacity what they not get. Some of them not to do with capacity because some of them they see the way when they fast track some of the case. When they pull one case, if you remember, it don't reach a division. And some of them they see they take a trend. But the one the way they see and they take a decision where they take, that then they try for say that well evidence and threshold. So most times like you don't done both them between few days we come on, then you don't done. But some of them they can then accord, some of them from even that thing where that white paper thing where they don't do from the commission of inquiry where they put some case. So then they try for finish up. So but it all comes down to let the people and get credibility. Who are you are the civil servants when they work, and then the citizens themselves let themselves they know say they get right for let them go able for say things where they for say because sometimes again they are part of it again when they try for influence the lifestyle of them people that want to civil servants or the way they work on a different side. But it all comes down to you again for able for you not pull that magnet, you know, get that magnetic force where they force you for become a victim, for let you become corrupt, either for waiting and they ask you for or waiting you want for leave for let you know say are they as somebody will better pass them all in terms of therefore maintain the respect. Let them know say that this. But when you accumulate wealth in terms of for let you maintain your respect, it's different from where you dey do the work itself. When they say, you don't try for me, I put this well now. So you see the citizen and back therefore no say they go for draw line say let we receive what we need. Let they know the purpose of the NGO there and how the fund they come. They get a limit side where they know say we no go so depend on them. Even the band dinner grass out, we know say that they want for live because of in lifestyle. But because of that lifestyle, with the boundary the people and now don't politically exposed, or some of them they just become different and then they cause problem. But it all comes down to human behavior, how you go adapt and the law and how the law go able for coincide for maintaining people like their behavior and you again as the one who are they put the things there, when I for the makes people and know say there's a system back who go much better. Like Mr. Tony they say about electronics where money they work. This is the one point. But again, you there's more side way it must release. When I become electronics, it is still rich side. That area of procurement because they can get a third party back. It's only when you have property, nothing like that when they go do for fund disbursement. But most times the fund disbursement because either they pay fees for the picking there or buy books and do other things that want annual things them when they do within the picking them their lifestyle. So now that point they back, they think you get to look at first of all the structure of the gifts or the receive what they can receive from that NGO, the structure of an IE, they try to always look at how it will work. So not just for this one would come out, so they look back for Boko thing. If there's something what they do with water, you go able to see how then go able. You can't begin tell me say na stone. They talk about water. So anything we do with water, now you for find out if they cancel, I will know how much type cost. If they cancel, I know how much this cost. But people like you always jump in line in there because then go tell you say we not get statements, you know, they give auditing thing, you see and then MD them, you see and now even the one day when at the NGO them, we don't even see and one time back, even at that case that Aberdeen with the woman they you if you don't take small way we conflict of them back, it's boku money regarding that Aberdeen place that medical health place for women then. So all this it come to how una go know? Because even when you put that money, you know they go. The last part where electronics they go change that money, they go talk to that Alibaba, this man or that Indian man or that businessman, say wouldn't give you and they get return from this. So there is a need for them to just become vigilant and become confidence for them to get confidence in what they do. But it's big challenge, but they are doing it well. But I hope say them go do generalize and let we go see more which they do. Thank you very much. Let God help the nation so that people then go left for take, waiting and only for take for cut down progress. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Usfriend.
You're welcome, yes, sir.
Yeah. I want to say thanks to Usfriend for in submission today. Welcome on board, Alpha. You get the platform, sir.
On board. I want to say good evening, good morning, good afternoon to all we listeners all over the world. I get a lot for say because me work na NGO and I work for Plan International a bit, but even though now like an implementing organization, I work for. I want for first of all respectfully disagree with certain things them way people think say na so it be. Yeah, first of all, people go with the idea say Sierra Leone we gently we get resources. I want to make them very clear. Go back na Google, type the poorest country in the world. You will find Sierra Leone name there. That tells you we are poor. If we cannot transform our resources to something we go bring income now we country, forget it, we dey die in poverty. That's not a joke, not to exaggeration or whatever. So if somebody they say Sierra Leone we are rich, if we can only transform those resources to income, we iron all them, we transform them to something we we're able to bring more income, create more employment. Then somebody will tell you say Sierra Leone a great nation, Sierra Leone a rich nation. But we don't see so many people in their riches or in their raw resources, natural resources, they die in it because they cannot transform it. What thing they make today, the international with the thing say oversee and the underdeveloped Africa because we cannot transform this with natural resources to something we go make we able for benefits. We they produce cocoa and cacao, but we're not able for turn the cacao to chocolate. So at the end of the day, the people and they make money now we eat. Then they go buy with cacao now we and then they can't turn and chocolates, then they go sell the chocolates with there. So if somebody tell you say we rich, let be subjective here. We rich in mineral resources, but we cannot transform those mineral resources to something we go make we able for better we nation. That come to the issue of corruption. You may ask the question, wetin make corruption dey na Sierra Leone, so wetin dey cause corruption? I write my first book wey na my dissertation, and the title of that dissertation is na livelihood diversification, a modern approach to poverty reduction. The major focus of that particular research they were do, I mean, for see wetin make people and they get poor or people they die in poverty. One major factor we come out from that research they were do, triple and me sample size and me do random sampling. Now that over responsibility, and it's a chain, it's like a recycling, I mean a cycle. If you watch AAA, the amount of dependence the way you get, they give you cause for make you work extra, for make you save more money, save na problem. Now go back to we family system. Na Sierra Leone, they come even though na corruption we they talk about now. When you done you was as you see to us, your mama get other picking them, Misappropriating and they tell you even you not get better work it and they begin tell you say now for begin help them for you small one them. When you get work now you they take the responsibility of the small one there. What thing they happen? You don't already become responsible. You don't able forget job it, good job, you don't begin responsible for family members them. When you get the job, those family members them back will sit down, then tell you say, you know what, now you get for take care of this one, you brother this, you day under this don't go school. In fact, you parents then they see and say it's an obligation for you to carry the burden off their head. Or like this part of the world, you see, the parents them they before you they marry, some people they don't take them their mama there, they don't go put in a elderly home. 18 years, they don't go take their own responsibility. So over responsibility, triple in a one major factor for me own book where I write, where they cause poverty in Sierra Leone. Corruption, of course, it is up. Lack to corruption. Of course, we landed board away in Ben Kenfala. We don't see how they perform. If na me government official this team me come up and we they currently in this government we no go hear any name. I don't challenge this one and I dey raise am back. The chance rebuilding case for when they tell we say people them pay money back to the government. Take today, let somebody show me or let somebody raise a hand wey show me who done are them people here we don't pay that money. Dey. Instead, the corruption they affects the opposition. That is a very clear thing. I could remember is it the American embassy representation rep na Sierra Leone or so somebody or the breaches somebody where they represent when they na salon breaches high commissioner to Sierra Leone where one for left he say he recommend to the this Ben Kefala say let not only they fight take corruption to the opposition if we fight the corruption inside the current ruling government. That tells you he's not able he not improve because even the MCC reports don't tell we they don't they go down the ladder. So you know they fight corruption where you think say this one a opposition or this one a civil case so I can tinap a pull chest. No, fight corruption in all level, not pick and choose, not cherry pick the one the way they fight with corruption. Yeah. So for me, I'm not surprised because they don't do this to teachers. They catch teacher they parade them na country. Yeah, like a beggars and a thief, then the way they call you know, he molest them to the highest degree. But let's check almost corruption cases don't they inside this government. Almost corruption cases where look, we know the quote African Express because then get there you find it. But go back to African Express, even if they're not they say they are they're not so credible thing that they do, but then they give you account number, give you date, give you name, give you bank. Every details, if even if you know one for take and see yours, there's everything for make you look at, then contacts, and then you know if you follow them to the letter. So for me, even if the ACC boss do any other thing, I'm not impressed because when he reach to the real thing for fed corruption, not only for opposition and civil cases, them. Yeah, let handle the one and maybe within our authority. Then we know say he's a just man. You know they pick and choose. But when you check, let show me almost people away. Then don't go where they in current position. So right now, where they don't capture, where they don't allege, then a give week thing and the case done. Now they don't indict them. Rest loss. Where to end up forgets from the rest. No result. Yeah. Almost 1,000 bag rest, no result. At the end of the day, we then discharge the case. We not see the rest, we not see the money, we not see that if the rest, nothing like that. So for me, what me they say, triple A, if we want for see Sierra Leone go before, we should start, you know, the judiciary, this corruption thing, if they are honest enough, trust me, there is going to be a great change na Sierra Leone. But apart from that, now joke. Now you will not get connection. You dey go tip almost billion and charge you 1,000. So the corruption don't turn business or stealing don't turn business. Because I know say when you go tip this kind of money, when then can you go na court, you then don't defend. At the end of the day, when they come for charge you, now just half, you not even reach half of what you don't tip. So at the end, people they see say corruption is business. Now that make what you watch. Now you know na only Sierra Leone I don't see wey person in the office. If you not thief, then they tell you say you're not serious. Say you na you dey in the office, they tell you they left so you no able buy this, you no able for change. So for me, what me they say, if we commissioner Ben Kefala, man I respect so much. If he one for fed corruption, let not cherry pick. That's now one. Let not say that way not to government people them so I can deal with them anyhow. Let put all those sentiments aside. Let stand for integrity. Then trust me, even government officials them go freedom. But right now, government officials they need freedom. When you want make it say, but now who put you under? This not the work you always they say. Even with the judiciary, because with the judiciary not independent. Now make cases then they go na that court at the end of the day, something they happen. Would they get influence over them cases then they one green case almost here I don't take. 30 days then they panel, then turn and so. But if na me case where them you know say this one then get interested, if I don't know no. So for me, AAA, if we want for see Sierra Leone change, let we judiciary be independent, let we ACC, let them be independent. At the end of the day, if them people here be independent, then do their work, with all sincerity. Believe you me, Sierra Leone, they change you between the twinkle of an eye because big man or small one or then they get that they all put them carry them on a court. You they see Sierra Leone just sets example, others they follow. You they see people they straight, but as long as we are not the way they lead whistle, they're not able to become more independent and be just in the things they way they do. I'm afraid we'll still go there for this. The next that make they say this thing work. It's a cycle. When Ben Gefala don't collect all the money them for when they tell we say then they go use the money then they for go build hospital, where the hospital at the end of the day, whether I don't come out, they open, if any new government come, then go open commission of inquiry. At the end of the day, when they find them, they go they pay the money. Whilst the 4 years they go round. At the end of the day, before election come, bam, like just that cycle day. I can tell people corruption not only for go catch people, you get for help for lock the gap them, decide the way you think say money they escape. People and the thief money, go they train officials, they lay you put system in place, not so only for just begin on at people away don't thief. Put system in place so they reduce the corruption. Like a way we brother me they say, come with system, reduce physical cash flow. But nothing like that will not they say. At the end of the day, oh, we don't do this, we don't this, we don't that. But I got no more go help Salon Tripoli. Thanks very seriously.
Thank you very much, Alpha. I return the mic to you. You think so you get something for add on this one? Well, you get the opportunity now. We want to take 5 calls. And you get the mic now. But if you feel so don't do well, then in the next 5 minutes, we go left here. We'll talk about the conviction of 5 people we money winner for Jama, Rentik and Naka. One grey man, in 1.3 billion. What? If I pay back 460 million. All right. Yes, caller, what would you talk to, please?
Yeah, Abubakar, you say, Manassas, Virginia.
Yes, I get 3 minutes, sir.
Yes, so good evening, Mr. Triple A. Very, very nice topic today. Thank you to the listeners and to the panel. This issue of corruption as alone is very, very, very sad. It's very sad. And it's unfortunate that the one that wouldn't appoint for try for fight corruption, they need to come to the task with an open mind and with goal for try for discourage corruption. Because until they begin for set some very, very, very good examples, the top people, from the top people, on they begin for set the example, and the consequences there, they should be so punitive that anybody, you will think 2 times before you commit any act of corruption again. And for people who don't see the example, they don't set. But some people, then they will make some people scared. And that brings me also to the other people who in this fight. The judges them. Either sometimes because of the amount of money they go give them, some of these suspects, they go give them. Now they go and say for pass any judgment, then they give them like a tap on the hand. Because if somebody don't commit a corrupt act, we don't cost the government, say, $1 million. Okay, that $1 million, you get for look at the impact where that money be for being bring on the people at home for being benefit. So when they look at the punishment for that kind of person, yes, the punishment, like I say, for be very, very punitive. One, the person, if for make sure say he pay off all that money and with interest. And if that money, if that one they involved dispossessing that person of anything of value where he gets. Yes, so be it. And also, if any outstanding amount left, that person he go to jail. And when you go to jail, let it go work for pay back whatever the balance. Labor, hard labor. Yes. Until we begin for set these examples and people actually begin for see what happened to that culprit, that first guilty person, it will begin for make some people scared. I mean, this is the example where one time the first president of Singapore, when he's here with leaders, them, he say until the one with the fight corruption, begin for take example, they begin for set example from the top leadership, the one they way they under, then they scared. The one they way they under, then they scared because when somebody don't see the kind of punishment where somebody don't get for this act, some man he go think very very well because you know say because corruption, yes, it might be lucky for a few times, but trust me, you luck go run out. And when you luck run out and luck at you, the punishment will be so punitive, so punitive that to go on this day. And I mean, anybody go on and say no, you know what it? I don't want to take that risk day. I don't want to take that risk day because when it like this one, the way this NGO, whatever funds they don't team, the kind of services we them for provide for the people of McKinney or thereabout to the whole country. You look at that, I mean, how the people they don't be victims, it decide the punishments. So the judges them, they are not, I don't know whether they need for create a special court just for corruption cases, enough for going at the regular court system at all. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Triple. I'm your contribution, Andy.
Okay,
thank you, sir.
Very much, Abubakar. Well, Abubakar, the talk. We know so we get corruption courts now, not to so. Yeah, we get corruption courts now. We get them. Yes, caller, who do we talk to, please? What's up?
Yeah, hello. This now Bafulaba. Good evening, sir.
Yes, I get 3 minutes, sir.
Okay. First of all, I want to say good evening to everyone. Leone take from this program today about corruption as alone. Now this one, I want to start with this one first. For say corruption and greed na irresponsible for we people and suffer one na salon. Yeah, what to make I talk so? If you see people that are in higher authorities, then they embezzle money where it say then give them for the betterment of we own country, for alleviate poverty in our country. Then in the thief panda one day, then keep unto themselves and their own personal family. I call that one they say greed. Then on top of that one they see some of them back, they can take the money then the way they can thief, then counter and then country they are where they live. For example, na Belgium or Switzerland. You understand? Then can't keep on it. And when they can't keep on it, then they deprive the people and then they deprive the country. Then their money they outside and they can't keep them. The people and they work with them now, then they get interest over their money, then they. So you see, it's very, very bad. Okay. Then one other point again background notes now where the ACC boss people then raise up the issue say corruption they go on in office. Then now the first lady in office, then in begin they go and talk say well if you go investigate that one then you go start from 16 years back. Me take that as a threat remarks. You understand? Now it means if you say it go start 16 years back or 10 years back, now you want to talk say the previous government then send their own first lady then for investigate them. So as a result, people then will just say, okay, well, look, keep quiet. If you be saying now so, law not just continue for talk again. You know, anything in there. Okay, Mr. Usman Tolly been come up with one point. I really admire that point there where he say for minimize the use of cash. Okay. For example, like them country there like Germany and also, for example, if you go renew your document, then they ask for money. You understand? But that money they wait and they ask for, you need to pay them cash. Oh. Now bank card, then they give you, then show you the machine, then say go over and go slot the card inside. Then you pay the money. Now that account day. Then when you don't pay the money, the receipt they come, then the card says if we don't slot inside they come out, they take that card, they can give them the receipt left with you. So tell me about who say corruption will be possible there. It not go possible. You see. So if that kind of system then they we able get her back now continue in fight. So we'll stop here. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Ba Fulaba. Yes, caller, what would they talk to, please?
Yeah, na Salas they talk to.
Yes, Salas, you get 3 minutes, sir.
Yeah, good evening to you and good evening to listeners. I want to appreciate the topic we discussed today. We're very important. I get 4 quick points the way I want for Rob Motspan. Of course, people they don't talk on most of them. The first one, this reduction of cash. If we really reduce the use of physical cash, then they also the help in the corruption fight in the country. That's one thing we may recommend. 2, with their institutions, it be the police, it be the judges, it be anti-corruption, until their institution and they be independent, they're not going to operate the way they're supposed to operate. All the institutions they operate under the government. Then they get them funding, 50-60% of the funding they come out from government. So it would difficult for them be independent. But if they get them funding separate side, then government not able to control them. But once they funding they come out from government get 50% hands in their operations. Then they limit them powers in how they want to operate. Now government they appoint the president they appoint the head of anti-corruption. You feel say go just grab and go hold the president say for corruption like that? No, or somebody who really strong na the government or when they close to the government, it's difficult for them if they hold and say for them take action against them. You go read that talk 1 or 2 days before you remember it just they die down. Except then go after opposition or ordinary business people. We don't get anything for do with government. But the only we get strong hands in government, they really know they go after them that much. Then I'm my second point. The third one way I want to talk about. Now where then they found people guilty. Let's say person they found and guilty for a crime of 100,000, then they go charge them 50,000. Other person will do them back tomorrow. But when they find person guilty of a crime of 100,000, let them charge them that same 100,000 or 150,000 more than what he commit. So that tomorrow the next person where they out there go fear. But if somebody chief 100,000 and go find and 20,000, so he will go take 20 and that 100 is still save 80. Meaning then really people they don't get for free that much for fear for move away from the corruption. And Solomon will let the thing of kill dog before dog, let dog know say yet die day. Until they set them example then they man they see, then it will be difficult for them we actually able to achieve what we want to achieve in the fight of corruption. So I want to stop here and so far AAA.
Thank you very much, Salas.
Yeah.
You ready to call, please? Not call again. The phone line don't close. But they return calls now to the one that we be don't call we. If you be don't call we, no worry. But they can't knock na you do not gist no. Yeah? If you be don't call we, no worry, they knock na you do not. A lot of people don't call. So we they return the calls then now. Yes, caller, what are they talk to, please?
This is Victor Duarte from Maryland.
You're welcome on board, sir. 3 minutes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Man, but people don't talk about corruption in our country. Corruption is endemic. And we're not going to get rid of corruption where the penalty is less than the crime. No way possible. If I thief 10,000, then find me 10 Leone. That's just a pittance of what or agreeable for pay that amount they many times over and get another job and repeat itself and repeat the crime over and over. So I don't know waiting at the problem with the judiciary system in Sierra Leone, but you can't just the judiciary for help for deter crime, but waiting and they do so by finding them people here less than, I don't know if this is a fine, then and get for pay the actual amount with the embezzle or with the misappropriate plus the fine. But if that's not the case, then just they send a message to people out there, say yes, Osai Tai Kauna did it, grass on kites. That's all they're doing. And when it comes with Sierra Leone people and when it comes to riches, we always like for talk say Salone rich or rich for nothing. Because you check all the world index, Salone no rank anywhere when in terms of gold, in terms of diamond, we no rank nowhere. Because all we do, we just they go in the environment for manufacture the raw products. The raw products not get any value until it's been undergo certain process. When them polish gold, you pull 1 carat gold, you go sell them for what? 1 million? After you polish that 1 carat gold day and put it at the showroom, in price don't increase tenfold. You go sell them for 1 billion. Same thing, you go plant rest, you harvest the rest, you sell the rest with Nkanda. But nobody, if them buy and sell now for feed org or can walk back Panam, so you go sell and cheap. But when you process them, you don't pull all the skin, you pull all the debris from them, and you package them, you put them out there, you go sell them where you go make profit. So that's how Salone they operate. We need to do anything for make profit. Iron ore. Then say we reach on iron ore, marampa, but today we buy iron rod for how many millions of dollars? We were the dealers, we know how much iron rod they cost we. So in what aspect is Sierra Leone really rich? I can always ask people then, where is this riches? Gonna show we. Gold and diamond are trying to put in your pocket, you smuggle easy and get out of the country. You cannot smuggle 1 barrel oil out of the country by plane or pass through airport with them. That's why most of the Arab states they win oil no more than they do well past the countries that we get gold, diamond, and anything. Because all those other things could be smuggled. They are small and high in value. While all you therefore get a large amount of quantity for maximize the profit. So me brother I'll try no more. So I go na the right place, but I stop here for today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Victor. Okay. A try for low fall really within the time. Okay, get time way. Sweet spots na YouTube. Yes, Ezekiel, 3 minutes, sir.
Thank you so much, Triple A. I mean, for me, every small stride, we definitely therefore appreciate it. They're not go able to tackle everything one day. Obviously, we already know that we all not stupid. People in the country, they're not stupid. Then they see people in the authority, then they plunder the country, but then they run after them. Now make the whole thing not to get respect. It's so sad that you hold that kind of position the time we commodity, they get no respect because they know what you've been to do, and then we go over the same cycle again. For law, we make sure say this thing work for the country, not to people and no more in government for run after. Again, I always say corruption now system way we all uphold with the invisible hand. So if them begin for run after people in all aspects of the economy, I think it's fine. The only thing we encourage this government for let them go after people away and they inside the system because now them for be an exemplary to everybody in the country. Say yes, we don't count for seriousness, and then the punishment obviously. We not even know which system they in place for letting people and they not left the country. If you want to find people and that fine always for go with look this guy
We I think now 2014 during Trump in time, he make a bogus show na the Bahamas. People and gather now all parts of America. I think 15,000 people and show up and place no day. They lost their money and everything. That man, he then just pull him 4 years and he get for pay 1 point something million. So not find person no more just for fine sake. Let that person go spend some time na prison. When he come out, then pay that money. Next time he go know what he for do. When you spend your life away from family, from everything we for don't go. And except now 1 year, then take from that life day. It go teach you lesson. Long we know they find people and no more and the worst ones for take people and property. The moment they una lost power, that people that other people and kind of power and that person they get connection at that power, then get a house back. Get a house, Mr. Speaker, right now. Who's I with it? Alpha Khan. You see, who's I with it? So the reality is when una find somebody guilty, not to just the money they for pay. Let go crop sometime in jail. Let go suffer it. We get people away then just catch them in our street. They almost lost their life. Not just a small thing we collect, not phone he collect from somebody. We they see how people and they treat her. So somebody take 1 point something billion and then we go find 400 and something they pass. No, if they behind bars, spend some time there. So take way they behind bars we come on, we go teach other people and how we for move things them around. If government change now, then couple are fine. At least even if now 1 month he spend in jail, he go teach a lesson. So let them look into this law. The money we want. Let people and for be disciplined for these things. It's not just the same cycle. We did this government come, the other one come, then you look for the past government again. The same thing over and over. We are not going anywhere. Back this thing up with some time in jail. Just like how they do them with small petty crimes. You for apply the same thing. Apply the same thing. Now corruption they everywhere. They everywhere. Yeah. If system not there in America right now, if law not there, this place it go pass an animal farm. It go be rampage to the highest level. But then no say we then catch you. If you get off for 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 10 years. The day where they catch you, you will crop that life in Nigeria. That's so system for day. Fight to everybody and let people and pay for the punishment way that they apply to people and some people and the money way they hold up. What are things that for happen? Some people and lost their life along the way. Things that way they for buy medicine, they hold them money they all they know and buy their medicine. People and die on the other side. Because he for spend some time in jail before he pay the money. Thank you so much, Triple A.
Thank you
God
very
bless.
much, Ezekiel.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Look like say now Omar the close for we today. If you just join we, they talk about a conviction, corruption charges and salon. Yes, Omar, 3 minutes, sir.
Oh, thank you very much, Triple A. Leone take from this. One, all man, they blame the judges. The man, they blame the judges. The reason why they blame the judges, then, the one that will make the law, now they need to make the law good. Triple A, yourself, in America, we get lost there. And then they make sure, say, when they make their law, then they draw perimeters, then they draw line. Talk say, if not certain crime, then they tell you, the minimum fine, not 10 million, now $5,000, $5 to $15,000. Even jail time, then they tell you, say, minimum 5 years to 15 years. If you listen, this Sunday show with where they been get, I don't know if this
Yeah,
past Sunday,
Sunday, yes, 9.
right? Where that guy been called that boy Alcas, where been in upline, whatever the interview say because one part the police them talk say Then catch somebody with drugs, Nalunge.
And
How
charge him
much they
10
find the guy?
million.
10 million euros, right? What in Alcasa no in answer? In saying that the perimeter where they give the judge them. If they tell us a minimum of 10 million euros, maximum of 50 million, so the balance left into the judge in discretion, whether he want give 10 or he want give the 50 million. If the one know where they make them lawyer, they know how severe them cases here or them crime here be. Therefore, put and say, if you catch you the corruption with so amount or so thing that you do, the minimum not 500 million or 5 billion, maximum not 50 billion plus jail time. Not so much of the crime then I have, plus jail time. So now let this judge go now back. He go talk say you take 5 million, but we they give you 3 million. Now the line them, now the way the one them, the lawmakers them, the anti-corruption act, the one the way frame them, the numbers the way they put, whether the judge they get something for do with that. I don't know why they say they act so careless. I don't know if not careless not the right word. Why did they charge you? But then go tell you say, we don't go by waiting and tell we. Then say minimum this, maximum this. So enough with the judge in discretion for go who side one go. As long as it's still within who side the frame, the law frame, who side then give for go. So you go ask that guy, that judge the right now. Now that go tell you. Say this guy I find out 800 million. Well, now what didn't tell me? It could be 8 million, it could be 400 million, it could be 1 billion. So then go back to the drawing board, then try to see how, because the laws them to me, if you then catch cheap and corruption, not only you they pay the money, but then for ban you for life, for take any government job. You not for work for the government of Sierra Leone again for the rest of your life. We not care if you na Buka Washington. We'll go look for another Buka Washington. You anything we get for do with salon, you need to work again for salon. If na bome now, go work na bome. Go run business. Go do something on your own. Now that them for do. And the other thing, where people in the house say salon not get nothing, salon not get no, salon get something. Salon get something. Nigeria get oil. Okay, now oil reach Nigeria, but they need to line for oil. And they need to line for gas. Now because of mismanagement. Saudi Arabia get oil, they needed to line for gas. Kuwait got oil, they needed to line for gas. Qatar got oil, they needed to line for gas. Because they get things in order. Because Sierra Leone, so not tell me say we get gold, we get diamond, we get bauxite. Because we need to make iron, because we need to turn, we not get the machine them for turn with 5 or 15 karat diamond we want 100,000 to 1 million. That don't mean so we not get nothing. We get something. We just need to do anything with them. Now, if you tell me that, I agree with you. But yes, we pour. The reason why we pour, because the minerals the way we get, we they give them away. That not mean say we not get nothing. I know they agree to that. That not mean say we not get nothing. We get something. We just need get for because we set up here we build real institution like Kono, where with the cut we own diamond. Build a nice even turn on like museum. Put the diamond in there. Even if you not sell yourself, when people in the can see and they pay for that. It happen on another side. Today, with president, we don't go to South Africa. Because South Africa, then they cut diamonds in there. Then they clean diamond in there. If you don't go there, I don't know what you go learn from them, what you go tell them. So for talk say, no, let another talk for say. So I absolutely agree with Usman Tolly. Salon get money. Salon rich in minerals. We just don't know waiting for do with them. Instead, we dey give them. We need to process them. We go benefit with. But not so we not get them. We get them. This crime, thief business. Let's say this guy, then guy away thief. Now from and it's by crime time. So for the idea, say, well, we need to go after people who thief small. We need to go. No, my brothers, we get for start somewhere. Even if they're not go be after Mother Bio, they're not go be
in minister them, but let them start somewhere. But this idea say, oh, then just to go behind the small fish, they need to go behind the cutter. So what? So because they not go after the cutter, so let them not go after nobody. Now that's not the answer. Let them just let everybody. Because if you look at me and you know, I don't say this before, we the people of Sierra Leone, we behavior and a reflection of the politician. We corrupted past the politician. Go do business with ordinary Sierra Leonean. Let's see how they treat you. Let's see how what they try for. You say just don't talk about. Go get a fight between them. Let try for shape that between them. Now free tongue. Let's see how the corruption they come up. Somebody they take a respond cup, a knock am. Where you go for go buy rest? Where Italy say na 15,000 for one cup rest. If they go sell you half cup, where in knock am. Now government now government be say that. Now government tell us to do that. So they take candle, he put her under the cup, he melts the candle. For normally they sell you half cup sugar. Now government, if they call somebody like that, somebody go come. Hey, they go after the little one, then they not go after the shark. So they not go after them. We get for start somewhere. Now that's no my brother. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Omar. I want to say thanks to Omar and thanks to everybody who participate today on program, including we panelists them. Well, now so we go left here today. Now so we go left here today and continue the hope for the better. Na salon. Till we meet again tomorrow. Triple AC. Tata.